Viewers and subscribers, welcome back to the Sports Perspective TV. As always, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate you being here, and taking your time out to watch the video and interacting with the video as well. Right, so in this video, we're going to be looking at the West Indies, looking at how especially our bowlers can improve for the third ODI, against England, which will be the series decider. So we're going to be looking at our bowling performance and what we can do to improve, and also talking about some Super 50. The Super 50 is currently ongoing, and there has been a historic performance from Justin Greaves. So going to be talking about the Super 50 as well, and also looking at the current points table for the Super 50 and a few of the results so far in the tournament, right? So just stick around to the end of the video as we discuss all of these things, right? But before I get into the details, would really appreciate if you just take a few seconds to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new, or if for whatever reason you have not subscribed to the channel as yet. Just free and simple as you can support the channel, but it goes a far way, right? So just take a few seconds to do that as I pause. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's get into the details, right? So first, we're going to start with the West Indies performance. So it's you probably know by now that we lost the second ODI to England. It was a high scoring encounter. We scored 328, of our 50 overs, and England were able to get to 329 for 5 in about 47.3 overs, right? So it was definitely no fault of our batters in the second ODI, but our bowlers weren't able to restrict England, to a score less than what we put up, right? But so it was a poor bowling performance, that goes without saying. But you must remember as well that it was our bowling that made us win the first ODI so comprehensively, right? Our bowlers did show up and bowl well in the first ODI to bowl out England for 209. And then our batters, of course, went in and chased down the total easily, right? So it's not like our bowlers have been terrible the entire series, right? But what I would say though is just the inconsistent nature of our bowling, of our team in general, but especially our bowling that's showing up again, right? Coming off the back of that brilliant performance in the first ODI, you expected something similar in the second ODI, but unfortunately, that was not so. Right. So that's where the consistency from the team, especially our bowling, that definitely needs to improve. Right. But it was all of our bowlers in the second ODI. It wasn't limited to any particular bowler. As a matter of fact, our best bowler in the first ODI, which was Gudakesh Modi, who took 4 wickets for 41 runs, I think. He was one of our most expensive bowlers in the second ODI. Right. Going for over 70 odd runs, without taking a wicket. Right, Jaden Seals likewise. He bowled well in the first ODI, came back in the second ODI, was very expensive. Had the most expensive over, of the game as well. In crunch time, where Liam Livingston, took him for quite a few runs. And pretty much won the game for England. For off that over, right? So just the inconsistent nature of the team. Right, of the bowlers, definitely showed its head again. Our bowlers, right? And they say hindsight is 2020, right? And I am questioning whether or not even there should have been any changes to the bowling lineup, for the second ODI, right? But we can always say that no, after seeing the results of the match, right? But even going into the match, when I saw that Shamar Joseph was in, I thought it was a good change, to give Shamar an opportunity, and because Alzarri took a few wickets in the first match, but he was all bit on the expensive side. So I did think it was a good change to bring in Shamar Joseph. But now looking at the results of the match, right, compared to how we did in the first match and the second match, the only change to the bowling attack was that Shamar Joseph came in instead of Alzarri Joseph. Shamar Joseph was expensive in the second ODI as well, right? So did that change have anything to do with the performance of the bowling? I can't say it did not, because Shamar was expensive, but it wasn't the only thing that affected the bowling. As you can see, Gudakesh Moti was terrible, right? So it's just inconsistent, right? And in the first ODI, Moti picked up 4 wickets, and he got 4 crucial wickets as well, including the wicket of Liam Livingstone, right? You know, and unfortunately in this one, you know, him being unable to get any wickets, you know, and no one was able to get out Livingstone. I do think that we dropped a few chances, missed a few opportunities off Livingstone, you know, and ended up costing us the game, right? So our bowling in combination with our catching, you know, definitely cost us the second match, but hopefully, you know, in the third ODI, we are able to bounce back, you know, and put on a full team performance, right? Our batters have been brilliant so far in the series, you know. Hopefully, in the third ODI, they come good again, you know, and not let it be a situation where our bowlers come good and then our batting fails, right? Because as West Indian fans, we become accustomed to that, right? The inconsistency of the team, right? So hopefully, our batters can continue in the form that they have been in, and our bowlers can come better, you know, for the third ODI, similar to what they did in the first ODI. So, you know, I won't be too extremely critical on the bowlers because they, like I said, they bowled well in the first match. You know, the second match, you know, pitch was a bit better for batting. You know, as you can tell, we scored over 300 and England did the same, right? So, it was brilliant batting by the England batsmen as well. You know, we must give England a bit of credit also, right? So, hopefully our bowlers can come back and do well. So, but the question though, would you bring Alzarri Joseph back in the lineup for the third ODI? That's the question I want you to answer in the comment section. And if so, who would you bring him in for? Right? That's the question I want you to answer in the comment section, right? So moving on now to the West Indies Championship. We see where Justin Greaves, you know, the West Indian, he's featured in the West Indies team and for quite a few series, you know, and he, over the past 2 years, I must say he's been one of the most consistent batsmen in our regional tournaments, and he's continuing in that vein of form, you know, creating history in the Super 50 competition, which is currently going on. You know, he has started the competition scoring 3 centuries in 3 matches, so 3 consecutive centuries, you know, which is the first time that has ever been done, you know, in the Super 50, you know, competition. So well done to Justin Greaves. The Leeward Islands, so they lost their record so far. They won 2 and lost 1. So they did lose on one of the matches where he scored a century. But nevertheless, you know, that doesn't take anything away from the fact that, you know, he's been batting well, and I must commend him, right? So his score so far, right? So in the match yesterday, they played a match yesterday against Trinidad and Tobago, which they won. You know, he scored 151 not out. 151 not out from just 129 balls, right? Chasing down 292 runs, you know, with ease, you know, to lead the Leeward Islands to victory over Trinidad. You know, in the match against Barbados, you know, he scored 112 off 131 balls. And in the first match against the West Indies Academy, he scored 111 not out again, you know, from 117 balls, right? So brilliant batting by Justin Greaves. You know, I must say, well done to him. You know, congratulations, and you know, hopefully he can continue in that form, and you know, might get a place back in the West Indies team, right? I will say though, I don't want him to be one of those players that I guess you can call them regional bullies, right? So they score a lot of runs in regional cricket, but when they get to step up to the next level, you know, to the West Indies level, then, you know, we don't see that same type of form being replicated, right? You know, so, you know, that's my only concern with Greaves, you know, but he has been batting well, and I hope we can continue in that form, right? So giving you some other results of the Super 50 now, right? So like I said, like I mentioned earlier, Leeward Islands went up against Trinidad yesterday, and they won the match by 7 wickets in the end. Trinidad batted first and made 291 for 6. And the Leewards chased it down. You know, Leewards got to 292 for 3 after 47.3, with Justin Greaves leading the way with, you know, 151 not out. Also, in a match yesterday, the Barbados, you know, they defeated Guyana by 1 wicket in a close encounter. Right, so Guyana batted first and made 203. Were bowled out for 203, and Barbados in reply they got to 204 for 9, 49.3 overs. Right, so and other matches from the weekend, you know, the Jamaica Scorpions, you know, they defeated the West Indies Academy by 80 runs. You know, Scorpions made 250, and they were able to bowl out the West Indies Academy for 155 runs. Right, so current point standings in the West Indies Championship so far, you know, so Barbados are currently leading the standings. You know, they are on 12 points from 3 matches, so they have won all 3 of their matches so far. In second place, we have the Leeward Islands on 8 points, you know, having won 2 matches and lost 1. You know, also on 8 points are Trinidad and Tobago. You know, they have also won 2 matches and lost 1. And then we have Jamaica and the Leeward Islands, both on 4 points in 4th and 5th. You know, they both have played 2 matches. They have won 1 and lost 1. And Guyana, they are yet to win a match, right? So they have played 3 matches so far. They have lost 2, and one of them was a no result. So they are on 2 points. And the West Indies Academy and the combined colleges and campuses, they are at the bottom of the table. They are yet to score any points, you know, having lost all of their matches so far. Actually, the combined colleges and campuses, they have 2 points from that no result between them and Guyana as well. And the West Indies Academy, they have lost all of their matches so far, right? So that's the current standings in the West Indies Super 50, you know. And you know, as the tournament, you know, continues, you know, we'll be giving you more updates on that as well. But definitely wanted to highlight the performance of Justin Greaves, you know, in the tournament so far. You know, historical start, a historical performance by him so far in the tournament, and definitely wanted to shed some light on that also, right? But that's all I have for you in this video, join and subscribers. You know, as always, thank you for tuning in. Do remember to like the video, definitely share your thoughts in the comment section, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so as yet. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.